the final play unless they can stick it in the end zone. Dorsey under pressure, throws it, incomplete. The Buckeyes win.
Ezekiel Elliott, and he's got an opening. Elliott off to the races. Can they catch him?
Feature the two backs as receivers, and now a downfield shot on first down for the end zone. Touchdown, Ohio State strikes first. Making the judgments again, and there is Smith running free, breaks a tackle. Ohio State strikes quickly from 45 yards. Pressure comes. Sawyer, knock it out, and picks it up. Jack Sawyer coming down the sidelines. Ohio State scoop and score and dagger from 82 yards. Here they come. Heavy pressure. Howard delivers downfield. It's Smith. He's got it. Jeremiah Smith. The 2025 College Football National Champion, Coach Ryan Day, and the Ohio State Buckeyes.
Welcome in, Buckeye backers. We are bringing it to you live from Seattle, Washington, to the cornfields of Enid, Ohio. We are the pulse of Buckeye fans across the nation, with Seattle Matt and Buckeye Steve. What is up, Buckeye backers? Welcome in and another show. All right, just got back from Columbus. That's why I had to start things a little bit late. But I wanted to get your take on last week, man. Before we get into this next coming week, the Buckeyes are 4-0. What were your initial thoughts of seeing that team go out and bring back that huge win?
Well, as you know, my score prediction was 38-24. I said this is going to be the first opponent that scores double digits on us. And just like I was wrong about Cardell Jones, back in 2014, I'm happy to be wrong here. Boy, yeah. The defense showed out. The only gripes I really had with the defense were there were times where we gave up chunk plays because they were able to expose some weak spots in our zone coverage there. But other than that, I mean, finally the sacks got there. I believe we had 5 sacks the entire game. Caden Curry had 3.
Plus
6.
1. 6.
Yeah. Caden Curry had 2 or 3, and Caden McDonald had 2, and I forget who had the 6th one then. But just a great day for the defensive line, especially Caden Curry and Caden McDonald. And of course, just Arvell Reese.
Out of Jackson, I believe.
Oh, yes, that's right. So those guys doing a great job. Arvell Reese, what more needs to be said? He's a freak out there still. That secondary basically had Damon Williams Jr. in hell all day because he didn't. I mean, he at times he got some good passes off, but mostly, everything was covered when he had plenty of time. Just a great elite defensive effort. Matt Patricia, can't say enough about the guy. I'm still waiting for what Spartans and Wolverines fans said about him to come true because I don't see that he sucks yet. Do you?
Far from it.
Yeah.
Far from it, my friend. I think it was the perfect storm to lose Jim Knowles and bring in Matt Patricia because, buddy. And it's on all levels. I mean, from start to finish, from recruiting, from engagement with the young athletes, and from scheme. This is dancing across all levels, 5-star all around. The new thing about Ohio State is 5-star people, 5-star players. And I think we nailed it with Matt Patricia having a 5-star person and a 5-star coach.
Right. He seems to get a lot more out of these players than Jim Knowles did. And people laughed at me when I said we upgraded at defensive coordinator and defensively in general before the season started. They were like, how are you going to upgrade from the number 1 defense? I said, well, a lot of things. You could have a defensive line that gets more pressure. And, up until this game, we had been waiting to see a little bit of that, right? In this game, hopefully it's the coming out party for the rest of the year for that defensive line. And then linebacker wise, we upgraded. Defensive back wise, honestly, we upgraded. So just from DC to the defense itself, we upgraded. Offensively, first half left a lot to be desired. I'm sure you were in that stadium kind of clenching for that whole first half, being like, what the hell is going on here? They had the handcuffs on, and we kind of heard from Ryan Day that it was going to be similar to a Texas game plan. It definitely was for a half. And then I think the second half, they took the handcuffs off, and Julian Sain went out there and just dished, doing what he does. And they finally put Bo Jackson in a lot more. Run game got going a little bit, and everything just kind of clicked. And that last 4 minutes of the first half, first 4 minutes of the second half decided the entire game right there, scoring twice on those. So great road victory. And I think this is the game that Ryan Day really needed to see from Julian Sain to stamp it and say, okay, I've seen him in a tough game against Texas at home. I've seen him in his first road environment, which is one of the toughest in the country at Washington. Now I can really trust this kid to go do what he needs to do. And I think for the rest of the season, you'll see a lot less handcuffing. And I hope especially in Ann Arbor, because we're definitely going to need it there. How was the game, though?
And
a lot of Buckeyes there.
Oh, yeah, there was a lot of Buckeyes.
The red and purple sea, huh?
A hell of a showing by Buckeye Nation. And not only just in the stadium, but out on those boats, man. We owned that lake. It was awesome to see all the Buckeyes out there. It was awesome to see all the I would say it's more around 30% of the stadium was Buckeye. I mean, they had their pockets where it was nothing but purple, the end zone. And then over by me, if you got towards, I was actually on the visitor side, and there was more Buckeyes on the home side. If you looked up and in the higher levels, I guess that was the second deck, right? Yeah. Up under the awnings, there was a ton of Buckeyes up there, which was impressive, absolutely impressive. And it's hard to move on to Minnesota, right? Because this was such a big game and such a test for the Buckeyes. And I think you're absolutely right. You hit the nail on the head with your assessment. Sang just had to get that win, had to notch out that win. And I think this offense, the offensive staff, the offensive team had to be tested a little bit in order for Day to be like, all right, it's time.
Yeah.
You know what we can do. And I overreacted, man. I was one of those fans that I was just like, why? Why don't we? And I still that's still in the back of my head. Like, I can't
for sure.
get rid of that because that's just not my mentality. It's not something that I could do. And maybe that's why I'm not Ryan Day, because I would be out there slinging the ball no matter what, even if it was short passes. If they're creeping up, just like they did in the right before half, and then coming out on that first possession of the second half. You could have done that to start the game, in my opinion. And if you do that, I think it's a completely different game. You blow them out of the water from the start.
We knew what we could have done.
That's what I wanted. That's what
we knew what we could have done through the air, and it didn't make much sense why we weren't trying to attack that early and often. Mm-hmm. Of course, that first drive, I believe we suck in the red zone again, which I don't know why they ran the play they did on fourth down. Why aren't you going up the gut with it? Why are you trying to hit the B gap on a run? Mm-hmm. We got to get that fixed. We can't let that keep happening game after game.
Mm-hmm.
But
same one they ran against Texas.
Yeah. And then, of course, I didn't even mention it, but the special teams, good God, we have to get that figured out. Good Lord. Like the Brandon Ennis fumble, like, what are we doing here? In this game of college football where the time rules are different now, you have less offensive possessions. You have to make every single one of them count, or at least 90% of them.
And Ryan Day's mentioned that twice this week. We got to make every possession count. We got to hit those explosive plays when we get it. And they did have, I think he said 10 plays of 16 yards or more, which is great. It's just you have to capitalize too. Like, you have to score touchdowns.
Yes.
When you have that chance, when you get down there. I mean, 6 times. Yeah. If you score on every drive, that's still not a ton of points. 42 points if you score touchdowns every time. That's not a lot. You're paused. And I don't know if it's me that's paused or you're paused, but one of us.
No, we both were just loading there for a bit. We're back.
Yeah.
Now.
we're
Okay.
thinking. It was kind of like me today. You know, I
X bike.
I locked my keys in my car because I let the key fob battery die. So and it gives you the hey dummy, don't lock your keys in your car. And I haven't had to do that for 20 years or something since key fobs have come out. So I got a taste of what the 90s used to be like.
Yeah. but yeah, the special teams have to get figured out for sure. I don't know what they got to do something with this punt return thing because it's a mess. It's been a mess for a while. The one time it wasn't a mess when we gave Caleb Downs a chance and he took it to the house. So they got to figure that out. And of course the punting, at times wasn't superb again. So they got to figure that out too. But all in all, I was very proud of Buckeye Nation for showing up. I saw a lot of Washington Twitter accounts saying whoever has season tickets and gave them to Buckeye fans, you deserve to have it revoked. I love seeing that.
Yes.
I've been on the other side of that as a Packers fan where the Packers actually looked into who was selling tickets to like Lions fans when the Lions like took over Lambeau last year, the year before, and they revoked season tickets. And because there's like the season tickets for the Packers is like backed up by like over a decade. So losing that, like you'll never get it back. So I would really like, if stuff like that happens to a Washington, I'm interested to see if, their administration will look into like who sold tickets to Ohio State fans and see if they do something like that to where they revoke their season tickets. So, but yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised. We travel well all the time.
I think that's a slippery slope for Washington fans because from what I understand, they're pretty bandwagon fans. So you don't want to do that.
Obviously,
season tickets sold.
But 22 game home win streak ended. Another one ended Saturday too in Georgia. Because they just can't beat Alabama post Saban, I guess.
I don't even think they want to.
Yeah, I don't think they want to either. But a lot of things happened in college football Saturday. Just happy to be unscathed still. And at this point, I thought Washington was going to be the double digits on us for the first time this year. I don't know who's going to be. Is it going to be Illinois? That's probably the next best opportunity I see because I don't know if Minnesota's going to do it unless we give up a garbage time.
Minnesota scores some points, but they haven't really played anyone. What's their worst or their best, I guess, opponent so far is Rutgers, maybe?
Yeah, easily. They just barely beat Rutgers.
Wait, who was their loss to?
Their loss was to Cal, 27-14.
Yeah.
Of course, Cal, who has Devin Brown as a backup, not even a starter. But I mean, they beat Buffalo in game 1, 23-10. So not great. Then they beat the crap out of Northwestern State 66-0. But I mean, that's an FCS school. You would hope you can do that. And then, of course, the loss to Cal 27-14 and Rutgers W last week, 31-28. So a real close one with Rutgers there. And if you look at their offensive stats here, their rushing offense is actually surprisingly, we're used to seeing them be better on the ground than we are through the air. And their passing offense right now is 43rd in the country.
Yeah.
Their total offense is 62nd. And let me get their rushing offense up. I lost it here.
62nd.
I lost it.
So last week we were more facing a team that had all these gaudy stats, but they hadn't played anyone. Now we have someone with very average team stats.
87th in rushing.
And especially offensively, rushing and passing, their stats are pretty bad, and they played no one. This game, do we know what the point spread is? Do you have that yet?
I'll look that up for you. Keep talking.
But this game shouldn't be close. I mean, this should be like an Ohio type of game. I mean, I think Ohio could give Minnesota a game, actually.
24 points.
24-point spread.
Yep.
And I'm going to say that we're going to beat that.
I would hope.
I would hope that they don't score a touchdown. absolutely hope that because this defense is just unworldly is the best description I've heard.
Yeah.
Unworldly.
Unworldly. I like that.
And they're down to their third string running back. Yeah, unless Darius Taylor somehow makes it back.
Yeah,
which it was a hamstring injury from what I understand, I think.
And those take a while, so I doubt it.
He's been out a month, so possible.
And even if he comes back, there's no,
there's no saying that he finishes the game and it doesn't pop back up. Just like remember when Jackson Smith and Jigba tried to come back? I think it was twice.
Yep. We made a huge error with that season.
Trying to get him back too early was a mistake. And you could never really tell with a hamstring injury because they can always pull right back. You got to be extra conservative and let those completely heal before you get back in there. Yep. So are we going to see him? Probably not.
Probably not.
You almost, if you're Fleck, you almost save them for later because you're going to lose this one. I mean, you're not telling your team that, but you know it.
Right. This isn't going to be like a them versus team up north last year where Minnesota got absolutely robbed of a win late there by some questionable calls. But
what do you think about Mylan Graham for returning punts?
I think listen, I mean, we tried Brandon Ennis for forever now, and we've talked about it where he either waves it when he shouldn't or goes with the ball when he should wave it. I mean, he never finds the right. And this time it looked like he did. It looked like he made the right decision this time, found a lane. And then what did he do? Bumped it.
Yeah. So Day's not getting away from him. He basically said it this week. He's going to stick with him. He's done some good things. If he doesn't fumble it, we'd be talking different because he's had 2 good returns recently.
Yeah.
So
he's fast.
If Day's going to make that choice, number one, he's got to live with it. But number 2, he's probably making it for the right reasons. I don't think Day's out here, risking things. He knows he's got a gritty team. He knows this team is playing with an edge. He's been saying that all along, and we're seeing more and more guys come along playing with that edge. I think we're reading too much into it as Buckeye fans to worry about the nitpicky little things. Some people are complaining because they don't have a quarterback. We just have one that makes completions percentage-wise better than almost anyone else in the nation.
That fumble wouldn't have even been anything had we been up like 14-3 at that point.
Correct.
But it was the fact that we hadn't scored yet, and we were like,
or even 7-0.
I think that was like the second quarter when that happened, right?
It was the second possession.
The second possession, yeah.
I believe.
So, I mean, if we were up 7-0, 10-0 at that point, everybody would have been like, eh. But at the end of the day, we probably win by like 20 plus points, and then it wouldn't have mattered. So,
and because of limited possessions, right?
Yeah.
But I saw someone bring it up. Well, how do you create more possessions? You be explosive and you score touchdowns. So if you air it out, you're going to get more possessions because it's going to happen a little quicker. But when you're playing to the same strategy that your opponent's playing with, all our opponents are going to play us this way every single game. Keep that offensive of Ohio State off the field, slow the game down, run the ball as much as you can. And it's going to limit our possessions every single time. And if we're playing right into that too, it's going to be a game that we just don't have that many possessions, and things have already slowed down.
And if you get turnovers, which that's another gripe about the defense, they didn't get a turnover. But that's a real testament to Damon Williams. I mean, he was making good decisions, getting the ball out quick.
He didn't have a lot of room to make any decisions.
Yeah. There was a couple times we had a chance, I think, to get a turnover, but outside of that, I can't really be nitpicky about it. So as long as they, in the future start getting some turnovers, this defense is totally capable of creating turnovers. We just gotta get to it.
I'm not saying one bad thing ever about this defense. I mean, they're keeping people from scoring touchdowns.
Especially in the red zone.
Yeah,
we're the only team in the country to not allow a red zone touchdown.
If you keep that going, this is historical what they're doing.
5.5
the game.
Yeah, Jesus.
Where were we giving up last year? 10,
something like that. Yeah, 10 to 14.
And we've already played some of the strongest teams, the best scoring teams, and the big brands that we wouldn't have last year at this time.
Yeah. It's nuts.
I mean, you came in with the number 1 team in the nation, and Texas is going to be back up there. We're going to probably see them in the playoffs.
Yeah, like Indiana, we don't even have them on the schedule this year. They're a top 10 offense. We probably won't even see them unless it's in Indianapolis. Oregon's not on the schedule. They're 12th right now in the country. We don't see them unless it's in Indianapolis. Nebraska's 13th. We don't see them on the schedule this year. Washington is literally the best ranked offense on our schedule right now. We just held them to 6 points.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I mean, different matchups bring up different things, and maybe Washington's offense was a little bit overvalued just because of who they've played too. But we'll see.
Yeah.
I mean, it's a good team. They definitely have talent. I mean, those skill positions were out of this world, really.
Right.
Williams.
In fact, we played the 2 best offenses on our schedule already in the country. Texas is 41st. The next best one is 45th. Team up north.
And some of this is going to change. We're still only 4
weeks
in. Too.
It's all that's going to change.
Yeah.
Team up north will probably get worse unless they keep running for like 800 yards a game and all that stuff. But
Minnesota down to their 3rd string running back.
Yeah, that's going to be a problem for them.
That's not going to help things a lot.
I mean, we saw what we held Washington to rushing wise. I mean, we kept sacking them, which of course accounts to negative rushing yards there. But
he had negative 26, I believe it was.
Yeah. What did they have as a team? Hold up. I'll bring that up real quick.
Not much. Well, because Jonah Coleman had one really good run, and he had a couple decent runs.
Yeah.
So I want to say that they probably had like a 43 yards. I don't remember looking at it actually.
Total rushing yards 61.
61. Okay.
Yeah.
Something minuscule, but I mean, you take away those 26 to 28 yards.
Yeah. Jonah Coleman had 70 yards rushing. Damon Williams, he had some good runs there, but he ended up with negative 28 yards.
28
sacks.
Wow. That's insane. And this is, the leading quarterback rusher in the nation.
Yeah.
Held to negative yards with 6 sacks. Wow.
I don't know if Minnesota's running back's going to get over 30.
Probably not. I wouldn't be surprised if this is a shutout, to be honest with you.
And honestly, offensively for us, this is I don't know if you want to call it a get back game for Phil Daniels. I mean, he transferred from there. I don't think there's any ill will, but you always like to beat your former team when you leave.
No, I don't think there's any ill will. I mean, they're the ones that took the chance on him. They're the reason he's at Ohio State, basically.
Yeah.
I mean,
so I think he'll have some extra motivation to want to win it, just to play
for sure. Team. Oh yeah. I mean,
and he didn't have a great game against Washington. He made some mistakes here and there that were like, okay, let's relax a little bit, but be interesting.
Yeah. But he's that edgy guy, He's the one that he's got that nastiness to him. Mm-hmm. And Dave was talking about that today, that the edginess that some of these offensive linemen have. Luke Montgomery has it. He was like, after the playoffs last year, sometimes he was coming off the field. He was like trying to throw me around. I was like, that's awesome.
I love that kid.
Especially in the offensive lineman. If you can get your offensive lineman to start playing nasty, block until the whistle's actually blown, all right, you got something there. Nasty O lineman, there's nothing else like it, right? Because if you're just throwing those blocks, getting those pancakes, and keeping it going, that's deflating to a defensive lineman. Especially when you can't even score a touchdown. Like there's no emotional motivation. There's no emotional edge that you can get on a team. Like you're just deflated. You can't score, and your defensive linemen are getting shoved down in the dirt every single play. Like that's
and speaking of offensive linemen, Austin Zerefeld is the only FBS tackle to not allow a single pressure this season.
Correct.
Insane. And now you see why he's a captain.
And I want to say there's like one of 5 in the nation offensive linemen with, I think it was 100 snaps.
Yep. And this offensive line is playing at a Joe Moore level.
Oh, absolutely.
Point blank.
We were talking about this. We were talking about this in the preseason. This is a
Yep.
Joe Moore offensive line, and I think someone rated him like 12th. Some of the preseason rankings in the Big Ten were like 12th.
Good
No, it
Lord.
was 12th in the nation. Sorry.
Still though,
Yeah,
it seems like give them
This is a-
some flowers, make them top 10 at least.
this is a damn good offensive line.
They're keeping Julian Sain clean, and I mean that's just helping his confidence out there. You know what I mean? So, it's just all coming together. The only thing that needs to just continue to come together is that rushing offense, and I think it's just ample time that you stop fooling around and just keen Bo Jackson RB1. Let him be the one starting these games. He's earned it at this point.
That's a good point. That's something I want to see. I absolutely want to see. Does he come out? Is he the starter of this game?
He's got to be.
Because I mean, everyone else has crowned him. We just
Why
need
are we waiting?
Why
are we waiting?
There's a lot of things that Dave's been talking about that's more of a systematic approach, and some of the things, there's probably stuff going on that we don't get to see behind the scenes, like how much film study, because there's just so much that goes into this Ohio State team. Excellence across the board. Like everything has to be perfect. Everything.
Yeah. CJ Donaldson, I mean, he did get that one rushing touchdown, good for him. He did have some good runs here and there. I'll give him credit for that. But like once you put Bo Jackson in, I mean, he seems like he's an automatic like 6-7 yards a rush. I mean, he gets
he's averaging 8.5.
Yeah, he gets his head low. He trucks people. He fights for the extra yards. He knows how to hit the gaps quicker than the other two running backs. At this point, Peoples is like seems like an afterthought, which sucks because I'd like all three of them to be great.
Yeah.
But I mean, you got something there, Bo Jackson. At this point, he's proven enough through 3 games that he's played in that he's the guy. This would be like if you had Maurice Clarett out there and Lydell Ross, and you started Lydell Ross, and he was doing okay, but then whenever Maurice Clarett was in, it was just boom, 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 boom. And then you said, nah, he's still like RB2. I'm not saying Bo Jackson's Maurice Clarett, but I'm saying for this team, he could be this team's Maurice Clarett.
Yeah. He's
given the reins.
Yeah. And I don't know. I mean, he's obviously prepared. Like, look at just the way he's built. He's been working out. He's been hitting the weight room. Like, this dude came in looking like an NFL running back. And so my thoughts are, Jeremiah Smith came in and started as a freshman. Bo Jackson should be too.
Yeah. And I mean, I get it that Jeremiah Smith is like an otherworldly specimen.
I think Bo Jackson is too.
But I think Bo Jackson is in his own right. So I totally agree.
I think the bigger picture is they needs those other guys to get reps.
Yeah. I mean, they can. You can still rotate them. Just make Bo the guy who starts. Because he's the one that anytime you put him in, he's helping ignite this offense and get them down the field.
Maybe it's the easiest way to get a guy moving along and get the most out of someone is to be like, you're not the starter yet. You're not the starter yet. I want to see this, this, and this. And maybe there's just a couple fine-tuning things, just turning that notch up just a little bit. Day wants to see out of him before he's like, yo, you're the man. And Garrison in the locker room, thanks for reposting this, man. I appreciate it.
Yeah, I mean, 17 carries for 80 yards, averaged 4.7 a carry. And like I said, CJ Donaldson had a good game in his own right. 9 carries for 39 yards, 4.3 a carry, and a touchdown. So, I mean, they, in retrospect, if you gave them the same amount of carries, they're fairly even for that game. But, I mean, we see what Bo Jackson did, has done in his entire body of work so far.
I did see something better out of CJ Donaldson. It looked like he was following blockers a little bit better.
Yeah.
Getting to the hole. And that was something that I was highly critical of him on the past 3 games. So hopefully that's something that he's kind of catching on, really waiting to follow the blockers and hit the hole in the correct hole.
And speaking of running the ball, Julian Sain had more rushing yards than James Peoples this game.
Yeah. That's something I want to see more of.
Yeah.
And we've talked about that. You need to stress the defense by having a running quarterback at least a couple times a game. It doesn't have to be anything big, but when the defense gives it to you, you take it. And
After they watch that film, I can almost guarantee Day is going to say, hey, when you're close to that marker, do this quick. Because he didn't extend that ball to get that first down. And he also had it in the wrong arm. You know, when the coaches will always tell you, make sure that ball
on the outside,
on the outside arm. And he had it on the inside arm. So there's going to be 2 critiques there that I guarantee he already got.
I don't mind him not reaching that ball out just because he's a little bit smaller of a dude, and he's young.
Get it.
Yeah.
But if he had it in his outside arm and was able to reach that before going out of bounds, that's stuff he's got to learn.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to knock him for it because he's still young. But it's a teaching point going forward because you definitely want to get that because we had 2 or 3 times where we got called short because, we stepped out of bounds just a hair too early and didn't extend the ball. So just got to work on those things. But we did a pretty good job overall offensively in that second half to make up for the first half. So I can't be too mad about it. I wanted to get in the 30 points. I thought we had enough to do so. And if we didn't screw up that 4th down to begin the game, we would have. But
what is your feeling about? And we got off of Minnesota so quick.
I know.
There's not much to talk about, is there?
Yeah.
It should be in my eyes, it should be like a 38-0, 38-3 type of game.
It's a night game at the shoe too. I mean,
homecoming.
Yeah, it should just, I don't want to never say never here. I mean, the last time Minnesota beat us was in 2000. So Cooper's last year. But unless we sleepwalk through this and it's close in the 4th quarter and all of a sudden we're panicking, that should be over by halftime. Yeah. I mean, I know last week we talked about Washington saying how we should be able to beat them easily because their pass defense was so bad. And somebody in the chat said, why are we getting so overconfident here? And I'm like, it's not even an overconfidence thing. It's just being realistic about the matchup here. And it played out pretty much like we thought it would. I mean, I thought they'd score double digits, and I thought we'd score over 30. But I mean, at the end of the day,
what's refreshing is looking back on being at those practices in training camp and be like, I'm trying to look for a position that I'm not like, this is awesome. And it was my first training camp, by the way. Being there, seeing it, I was like, this is a team that's going to compete for a national title. Like looking at what they have, all the pieces, everything that they lost, it was like, some of these guys are better than the people that they're replacing.
Yeah.
And it was hard for me to take a step back from that because it was my first time being at a training camp and being like, whoa, this is a national title contending team.
Yeah.
And now it's like, I was right. I mean, other people were thinking I wasn't the only one, obviously.
Yeah.
But I didn't know for sure because I'd never seen it before. I wasn't there for, the 2024 training camp. I didn't see what that looked like.
That team looked really good in training camp too.
Yeah. I'm sure they did. There were studs all around.
They did.
And they're all in the NFL. So let's bring in Cody to talk about it. Cody Croy got an excellent transition to get you in here to talk about the NFL. Buckeyes in the NFL. Hey. We got our boys in the big league. Tell us about them.
Well, first, let's start off with Emeka Ibuka. 4 catches.
Not? A scoring machine.
101 yards. And again, another touchdown. He's now up to 282 yards, which puts him at first among the rookies. To me, he is the number 1 guy for Offensive Rookie of the Year.
Yeah, for sure.
Lock. Absolute lock.
Yeah.
I mean, I'll be honest. I had him on my fantasy team, but I traded him. But I traded him for J.K. Dobbins, so that's okay.
Hey, Buckeye.
I needed an extra running back. I had plenty of wide receivers that are scoring big, like Garrett, Jackson, Quentin Johnston for the Chargers. I had plenty of wide receiver. I needed extra running back help. So Buckeye for a Buckeye, I thought that was okay.
And shout out to J.K. Dobbins for his Spanish speaking skills. Wow.
Absolutely.
And breaking a 38-game drought for running backs for the Broncos, hitting over 100 yards in a game.
101 yards.
Game drought?
A 38-game drought, Steve.
On 16 attempts, too.
I learned something new today.
Yeah, it was pretty bad that it took that long for the Broncos to have a 100-yard rusher in a game.
Who was the last one?
Boy, I think it was before Sean Payton was coach. I think that was Sean Payton's first running back game as the Broncos head coach that he had a 100-yard rusher.
Wow.
Yeah.
Like Philip Lindsay, maybe.
Yeah, probably. I think that was it. I think that was it.
Right.
Yeah. But just nuts.
Staying with the receivers, you have Jackson Smith and Jigba, 4 catches, 79 yards. He's now second in total yards in the NFL.
He's good.
So
second, and say that again. You got to say that one more time.
Second in total yards in the NFL.
My goodness.
Receiving
Do you
yards.
remember in his rookie year where they like barely passed him the ball for the first half of the season?
I know.
And just forgot he existed. And then all of a sudden they threw him the ball once and they were like, oh, this kid's pretty good. Duh.
Yeah.
They drafted him in the first round for a reason. Duh.
Yep.
Get the man the ball.
Rose Bowl record.
Now.
Duh. Bowl game record even too, I think. I think all across all bowl games.
Exactly. Marvin Harrison Jr., he's had a struggle to his career, quite frankly, but he looked to be what we saw at Ohio State. 6 catches, 66 yards, and a touchdown. So
not all his fault, but boy, there are some things that are
did.
badly his fault.
Yeah.
The
drops were bad.
Yeah.
We know what we've seen with him on the jugs machine after games. I mean, he'll spend like 4 hours doing it. I'm sure he's been doing that ad nauseum to stop this. Because I mean, I'm sure his dad's in his ear too, being like, "What are you doing?"
Yeah,
But how refreshing was it to see him? Look down, man. And take that knee after scoring the touchdown. I was like, all right, I got this off my back. I'm ready to go.
Yeah,
the weight off his chest.
Him and Kyler just got to get on the same page. They got to do something. Like
there is
got to make the effort to reach out to the other and just get on the same page. So
you know what they need to do? Spend an hour after practice every day throwing the ball together. Man.
They need to trade Marvin Harrison Jr. to the Green Bay Packers for a bag of chips, so Jordan Love can pass him the ball.
You know what? If we would have kept dropping it, maybe there would have been a trade.
We need receiver help.
Who's next? Are you going to just talk about wide receivers all day? Is that it?
I'll get to the running back, Quinshon Judkins. He had a touchdown, his second of the year. He's now top 5 in rookie rushing yards, so he's off to a really hot start.
And he's played one less game.
Yeah, and he's missed a game. So he's off to an unbelievable start. I will get to the defense.
Okay.
Joining his teammate, Denzel Ward added an interception in a game that was not so good for my Cleveland Browns. So,
yeah, I was hoping you'd win because Lions fans were laughing at us for losing to the Browns. So, and then we just followed it up with a 40-40 tie against the Cowboys.
Yeah. Hey,
tying in football should be illegal.
How many overtimes was that?
1.
They only go to 1.
Yeah.
Well, I learned that they changed the overtime rules again, but this time only for the regular season. It's like college football now. Both teams get a chance to score, and then it goes into sudden death. Whoever scores next wins. So the Packers won the coin toss, gave the Cowboys the ball first, and I was panicking. I was like, wait, if they score, we lose. But then that's what I learned. And then, of course, the Cowboys scored a field goal, and we screwed around, almost lost the game because we didn't snap the ball, and then we kicked a field goal to tie it. Tying should be illegal in football.
I agree.
It's stupid.
Yeah. Kissing your sister, man.
Exactly. Like, good Lord. But is Denzel Ward a future Hall of Famer? It's tough.
Way on the edge of it.
He's got to stay healthy.
His exactly. His health is why he's like fringe for me.
He's like early
healthy,
retirement.
When he's healthy, he's easily a top 5 cornerback in the league every
Oh, for
year.
sure.
So
For sure.
it's tough.
I love
hope he
watching him
does.
play.
I hope
I
he
love
does.
watching him play, but
He's made of glass.
he's never healthy.
Yeah. So
Speaking of not healthy, we lost Nick Bosa. He's been on this podcast several times just because of how well he's doing. And last week,
yeah, it is what it is. I mean,
I thought, to me, he was the front runner for Defensive Player of the Year, but
yeah,
that family's cursed. Like his dad at Boston College was like a star player that got drafted in the first round. His uncle, who's a former Buckeye, Kumaro, he was a first-round draft pick, both to the Dolphins, by the way, and they both ended up being busts because they just sucked in the NFL, couldn't stay healthy. Then, of course, now Joey, defensive rookie of the year, Nick, defensive rookie of the year, defensive player of the year, and then both just constant injuries now.
Yep.
It's like, oh, that family can't catch a break.
Joey did get a sack though this week.
So
what else?
Basically
that
wraps
wraps it up for Buckeyes in the big league.
Wish I could have done some high school guys, but too many players on bye weeks.
Yeah. I mean, it limits you. Like you said last time, there's not a lot of information for stats for like tackles for a loss and some of the more in-depth stats that are actually huge. Like tackles for a loss, that's as good as a sack.
Right? I didn't realize high school teams had bye weeks. That's kind of crazy.
I assume.
I guess it depends. Yeah, I guess it depends by state.
Because modern day didn't play.
Yeah. I mean, that's a big chunk of all the stats from high school for Ohio State.
At least. That's 2 guys alone.
Yeah. Yeah, it's weird. I that is weird. High school bye weeks. That's something I can't wrap my head around.
There we go. Yeah, that's okay. We're back. We're cool.
Yeah, you paused. We just kept going. We just pretended it was as normal.
Yeah, we kept talking.
Anyway, Cody, anything else? Like you want to give any thoughts on the game or what you think is going to go on with Minnesota? Actually, what about a score prediction for Minnesota?
I think I was somewhat close to the Washington score. I'll say 31-7 Buckeyes.
Oh, you're giving them a touchdown.
I will.
That's right. That's like right on the spread for some things. Unless it's 24.5 on some. Okay.
That's
fair.
Garbage time.
Still under 10 though. Still under 10 though.
Yep.
Yeah.
I think they'll score.
That might make the average go up just a little bit though.
Darn. It'll go to like 5.7.
Yeah.
Darn.
Listen, Matt Patricia, he's exceeded my expectations. I don't know how that guy was on a couch for a couple of years. Clearly, he has an unbelievable football mind. So,
pay him whatever.
All the people that clowned us for hiring him, they look pretty stupid.
Many. They're going to look even dumber when we waltz up to Ann Arbor and beat them because of that defense.
Absolutely.
So I'm going to laugh.
This defense has a different leading tackler every single game this year.
Really?
Every single game has a different leading tackler. Yeah, you can check me on it if you want to. Go ahead, look it up.
I'm pretty sure it's true. Caden Curry was the leading tackler this last game against Washington. He wasn't in any of the other 3. Arvell Reese, I believe, was the leading tackler against Texas.
Wasn't it Davis and Igbinosa was the leading tackler?
Oh, yeah, against Texas, yeah. Arvell Reese. Yeah, Arvell Reese was Ohio. He was the leading tackler against Ohio. And then Grambling, I think it was a backup, to be honest with you. So, yeah. Every game so far.
Was it Riley Pettijohn?
Maybe. I just know it was a backup because I think the leading tackler had 4 tackles that game because everybody got to play, basically. So.
I couldn't find a specific stat, but.
It was pretty good.
I think it was Riley Pettijohn. All right.
Hold up. I'll look it up.
All right. You got it. So, for me, I think it's going to be like a 38-0 game.
Peyton Pierce, 6.
Peyton Pierce. Yeah.
Yep. So, yeah, different every game.
Not a backup. Sort of.
Sort of, yeah.
Fringe. Yeah, I mean, he's considered a starter. It's just a package starter, basically.
Rotates, yeah.
Mm-hmm. Depends on the package. Depends on who they're playing.
Yeah.
First of all. So for me, who do you think is going to be the leading tackler of this game?
Give me Arvell.
Yeah.
Arvell's always a good guess. I mean, because I don't think he's going to be spying.
Not this
And that's
week.
what limited him in tackles, I think, this week was being a spy.
We had a different spy at almost every play, and that was the beauty of it because Washington just didn't know who was the spy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
God, that was beautiful.
Not even that, but I mean, Arvell Reese, seeing him make that open field tackle, like Day said today, I think it was today, it might have been yesterday. He was impressed on the sideline. He was like, "Oh my goodness!" Like he cut off a guy with 4.3 speed and sealed that edge playing spy
At 300 pounds.
Freak. Like that's the definition of freak.
Sucks that we only have him for this year because he's going to go to the draft.
One season.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe
Marshawn Lattimore all over again.
Yeah, maybe people return because they
want. Hey, I would love it.
See, I think he's probably the best linebacker going into the draft. So
he's playing himself into that first round real quick. NFL teams are looking at his film going, that guy.
Yo. Yeah, I saw a mock draft, and it was terrible. I don't think he was on it, like the first round mock draft.
He will be.
Yeah, 100%.
He will.
Oh, absolutely will be.
He's too damn good.
If he does slide, it'll be a disservice to him and any team that chooses to pass him up.
I never want to see.
That's not happening. It's not going to happen.
I don't think so either.
I never want to see, and I don't think I will since James Laurinaitis is here now. I never want to see an unathletic linebacker at Ohio State ever again. No more Tough Borlands. No more
Tommy
Eichenberg. None of those anymore. Give me 1 million Arvell Reese and Sonny Styleses for the rest of eternity, please. Thank you.
1 million?
1 million. For the rest of my life, at the very least, I better see linebackers like them forever.
Listen, for Laurinaitis in his first year at Ohio State as a recruiter to go into the South and recruit Riley Pettijohn and TJ Alford, that's insane. That's unbelievable.
Yeah.
That's unbelievable.
Good. We're good as gold at that position for a while.
Absolutely.
I like it. I love it. But what do you think the score is going to be, Steve?
38-0.
Nothing.
Maybe 38-3.
Unlike last week where I was completely different from you both, I'm gonna be pretty close. I think I'm gonna take a little bit from both of you. I'm gonna say 38-7.
Okay.
I don't like that touchdown, man.
I think we're gonna let one up, whether it's garbage time or we screw up, give them chunk plays and they end up punching it in on us somehow.
A miscommunication, something.
Yeah,
I think something will happen.
But I will take under. I want to keep this under 10 streak going.
Yeah,
I think we could keep it going, at least to Illinois, and then we'll
go into Illinois, and then we'll reassess how that is.
Yeah, maybe we keep them under. If we keep them under 10 too, Wisconsin ain't getting over 10 on us unless we really screw up. No. And then after that, bye week, and then Penn State. Penn State would probably be the first. If we go that many games without allowing double-digit points. Why aren't we winning the national championship at that point?
Unheard of.
Only if we stop ourselves, right?
So do you think this is the game that Ryan Day just lets Sane air it out?
Yes,
I hope so.
I
think he's built that confidence now. I think he's got everything he needs. The pieces.
This is a good pass defense, though.
Listen, I said it was going to happen last game, and I was wrong. So
yeah,
we'll see.
Yeah. And I guess I don't blame him anymore. I was a little overreacting, maybe. I can see now why you would limit possible mistakes from a young quarterback traveling on the road, first time in the Big Ten. And you want to just at least edge him through a little bit of that nervousness, possible mistake prone type things, build up the confidence, and then, let him go. All right, we need to score here. You just see what you do on the ground. Like, why not do the conservative approach? I don't like it, because I think Sang has what it takes to really go ahead and air it out now. Right. Even if it's short passes, like his high percentage short passes that he was doing in the first drive of the second half, I see no reason why not doing that to start off the game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is a great Minnesota defense, though they haven't played anybody. They're still top 10 in the country defensively. They got that guy who Ohio State was trying to recruit, that Coy
Breach, safety.
Coy Breach, yeah. They got some good guys. This will be a good test for Sang, more so than last week. But we've already seen Sang go against one of the best defenses in the country. So, I mean, the number 4 ranked defense in the country, by the way, in Texas. So we know what he can do, and he left some points out there against Texas. Let's be real. So I think this is the game. You say, okay, we're really not, unless we really screw up, we're not in jeopardy of losing this game. We know we over talent them, outmatch them in every single way. Their offense is not going to move it much on our defense. So we have the opportunities to really let it loose, test Sang out, and really let him go out there and show why he's the best quarterback in the country. Go do it. This should be like a 300-yard day for him, honestly. Even against a great pass defense, it should be a 300-yard day for him.
Yeah.
So I'm ready. I'm ready.
To see it. Air it out.
Yeah.
Give Bo Jackson the ball.
That pass he completed to Max Clare this game, that was the same play that Max Clare dropped against Texas. That reminded me a lot of Aaron Rodgers to Jared Cook in that playoff game against Dallas forever ago. That absolute dot you throw right at the edge of the field there to a tight end. I've said it before and I say it again. He throws a lot like Aaron Rodgers. Boy, does he maneuver and play a lot like him too. God, I love it. I love it so. I love it so much, even more so because he's our quarterback next year too.
Yeah.
Yep.
Thank you. No more quarterback battle next year.
That's the thing that we have to really give him credit for is, man, he came in, had a quarterback battle, won the job, and done nothing but back up that decision. I mean, no one's asking for the second string to get in. No one's asking for that. Have you heard it anywhere? No, but there's no reason.
No. And I mean, I think at times, obviously, I hope this game, Kienholz, I think he'll get a chance to play this game, hopefully.
Yeah.
Maybe like fourth quarter.
I'd like to see him come in on some of the short yardage running packages.
Yeah.
They discussed earlier in the season that could be possible, that he could
put him under center.
They did say that.
Instead of running that shotgun, handing it off.
Yeah.
If you need a yard and this offensive line and Kienholz can't get it for you, why not? If you're worried about Sang getting hurt, Kienholz would be more than happy to do the job for you.
Yeah. So
there was a fourth down play, I believe it was last week, and I thought they were going to put him in.
He did come in on a fourth down against Ohio.
Yeah.
I'd
like to see more of that.
Yeah, he did. So, yeah, I mean, he's a weapon if we want to use him.
Sure.
But Julian Sang just proved he can run too.
Oh, yeah. He can absolutely run. He's been athletic.
He just moves in that pocket so well.
His escapability. Yeah.
It's disgusting how well he moves in that pocket.
Cool, calm, and collected.
He just needs to get better at reading the downfield threats. He reads the field great in that short to medium yard range. Just needs to, because there was a play or two where, like a Jeremiah again, was downfield in a one-on-one.
He's had Smith open several times.
Yeah.
Where that could have been a touchdown.
Just got to find it.
It's got to be frustrating for Smith, too, because, you end the year like you did where those deep balls were just coming and coming and coming and no one could stop it.
Yeah.
And then you have to start this year kind of over again to get those deep balls. They need to work more plays to him. Get him the ball. Like, get your playmaker the ball somehow. You got to think of ways to do it. Whatever it is, if it's those little screens across the middle, I don't care. If it's a reverse, if it's doing a jet sweep, whatever it needs to be, the ball's got to be in Jeremiah Smith's hands more often than it was last Saturday.
Yeah. Which we've been saying that every week. You know, he's not getting quite the targets and stuff that we'd like, but I mean, he's putting up good yards, and I think that'll keep him obviously pretty happy if he's getting like 80 plus yards a game, stuff like that, which he's totally capable of doing. I would have to look. I don't know if he's behind pace, on pace, or ahead of pace of last year's total through 4 games, but that might be an interesting one to figure out. But I mean,
he's a sophomore, not even halfway through the season, and he's breaking records. So
yeah, I mean, he's killing it. So can't really complain too much.
I don't know where he was at last year at this time, because he wasn't getting a whole lot of receptions.
Yeah, I'll do the math here quick.
Yeah,
while you guys talk.
I'm trying to think. Four games in too. You can't think week 5, because if you look at like Caden Curry and you look at, I believe he has 5 sacks, but he has 1.25 sacks on the season, or per game. Sorry.
Yeah.
And because he's had one less game than a lot of those people above him, he's got more sacks per game than almost anyone in the nation. He's second.
Yeah.
But having only 5 sacks, he's dropped down to like 12th or something, I want to say.
All right. He was at 364 yards last year through 4 games. Now this year,
that's about where he is.
He's at 396, so he's actually ahead of his yardage. And that's with the Texas game where he only had 43 yards. So he's ahead. He might, at this rate, he might eclipse 1,500.
Well, I'd hope so. He needs to.
Yeah. What did he have last year at the end? Let me look here.
Are you counting the playoff run?
Yeah, you always in college football you always count the playoffs.
Yeah.
It's the NFL that doesn't do that for some reason.
That's awfully skewed. You know what I mean?
13-15 through the whole season. But if you wanna minus those here, I'll minus those for you. Minus 88, minus the 3 against Texas. That's pretty bad. He had 934 in the regular season.
I think he'll top that.
I think he will easily.
Yeah. I mean, he's going to have a couple more games where he gets 150 yards receiving.
If he doesn't get 150 against Wisconsin, what did we do? We got to get more targets to him.
He's a generational wide receiver. Get him the ball.
Well, that's what we always say, right? Like, sometimes it's just that easy. Get the ball to 4. And what happened? We finally got the ball to 4, and what did he do with it?
Took it to the house.
Yeah, on a beautiful play design, by the way.
Yeah, and a great pass by Sam.
That delayed drag route, I was like...
And if you watch that, he didn't even run past the line of scrimmage. Nope. He got the ball right on the line of scrimmage.
Yep. Kind of hit himself, and then all of a sudden everybody was like, oh, crap, where's 4? Oh, he has the ball. Oh, he's in the end zone. Oh, darn.
Yeah, he didn't get touched. It was perfect blocking downfield, too.
The guy that was closest to him when he started rounding forward, I mean, he knew. He was like, darn.
Yeah. The blocking downfield by the wide receivers was nasty.
Yeah.
It was textbook.
It was great. Can't ask for much more than that. So just get the ball to 4.
Yep.
And hopefully Brandon Ennis steps up at some point.
Tate needs the ball.
I actually thought he did pretty well against her last week. I thought he did fine.
Yeah, he did well receiving
outside of the fumble. But yeah, I mean, I want to see consistency with it. There's certain plays that we could be drawing up for him, like motions and all that stuff that could easily get him some yards without fast he is. And we're just not doing it. I don't know if it's because we just aren't wanting to call it yet, keep it in our pocket, or something's got to give. But he's capable of making big plays. So
they did talk about designing schemes to win the game, and that's number one.
Yeah.
But then you got to look at the broad picture. You got to wide lens it is what the terminology he used. And so I think a lot of what he's doing is building for the rest of the season. This is more of an NFL approach. Like you don't get points for winning big. There's no style points in college football anymore because you can lose a game here and there and you're still going to make the playoffs. What they need to do is build the team to be strong in November and beyond.
Right.
Yeah,
I think some of their approach is doing that, and maybe it's a little bit overblown that you're doing that, but I think that there's pieces of that.
I agree that style points aren't much of the same thing as they used to be, but to a point they can still be when it comes to seeding. It just depends. But I mean, right now, if we kept winning games, 24-6 or like against Ohio for the rest of the year, we're the number one seed.
Yeah.
So that's really all that matters. Get the number one seed.
Yeah. If you win out.
I know it'll suck not having a home game to start the playoffs this year, but I think we'll be all right. I think we'll live.
Is it going to be a detriment to play in the Big Ten championship game?
Unless you cry about it like Dan Lanning does. Yeah. I think
I asked you. I wanted to see if you threw Dan Lanning under the bus.
Yeah, I think it was the same amount of weeks. We were off too. And he was like, oh, we were off for 3. Yeah, so were we. We didn't play a Big Ten title game. You played sooner than we did. Yeah, as far as days go, yeah, we had the same week layoff, but we came off a brutal loss. We had every reason to just fold up, have a weak mentality, and get bounced early. And what did we do?
Hurt us against Tennessee?
Yeah, what did we do? We took it out on Tennessee, then we took it out on you, then Texas and Notre Dame. Dan Lanning just makes a lot of excuses, but boy, he acts like he's on crack when he wins a big game, and it's the best thing. Like Dante Moore's the greatest quarterback of all time. What
did you think of their defense running over to Penn State's student section and kind of give them the yapping?
I mean, I would say act like you've been there before, but they hadn't been there before, so
it's true. The whiteout. I think that honestly, some of that's respect to the whiteout.
Yeah, and that's another thing too. Jim Knowles with another special masterclass of giving up over almost 500 yards and stuff. So,
well, Cody just bounced on us.
Bye, Cody.
See you, brother.
He might have disconnected or something.
Hey, it's always great for him to join us and talk a little bit about Buckeyes in the NFL. It's a great segment for him. Great article that he does every week. College football backers. So cfbackers.com. Go check it out. Any articles from across the nation. We have a strong Texas writer, a strong LSU writer. We have, Buckeye writers. We have Tennessee, Pittsburgh writers. We're trying to develop all across. We have it's credentialed. Oh, there we go. Nice ringtone.
Yeah, that's my dad calling me.
How's your dad doing?
He's still half paralyzed, but he's talking, so
hanging in there.
Connection booted it. Yeah. Okay.
My connection booted me. Yeah. That's all right, brother. I appreciate you joining us. Thanks for at least letting us know what happened too. Everything's good.
All good.
So hopefully your dad gets better. Late show tonight. Sorry. Got back from Columbus a little late after the interviews with the players. If you didn't see it already, Luke Montgomery was fun to listen to.
Yeah.
He's got that edge. He had his interview today. Jaden Fielding was fun to listen to. He talked about liking to kick on the road, because he just wants to have that mentality where, he's spoiling it for someone else.
I would say, can you spoil it in Ann Arbor? But I'd like to just win by 14 plus and not have to worry about it being a kick.
Not to worry about the kicking game.
Yeah.
He did also say, which was interesting, I never heard before, that it's one of the hardest places to kick is in Ohio Stadium. There's a lot of swirling of the wind, and I guess those tunnels from the south end zone, air can come in through there and then kind of come over top and mix. And he said sometimes you're looking at the flags and they'll be pointing towards each other, pointing away from each other, and it'll change. You got to look at them every 10 minutes, kind of decide what's going on with the wind.
I bet.
So that was interesting to me. I haven't noticed it with visiting kickers if they've had a problem.
Yeah, I mean, that Zavada looked like he was kicking pretty fine in Ohio Stadium last year.
Yeah.
I think Fielding just peed down his leg.
Well,
just like his head
Fielding,
coach.
he had that hip abductor that was torn, I want to say.
Yeah, which is like, why was he even kicking then? Kicked fine in that natty to seal it.
Yeah, that's what matters. Hey, he got it back, and he's on track this year, so got to give credit where credit is due. He was fun to listen to. And then if you didn't go back and look at that tackle, I kind of asked him. He was talking about how his mom was nervous for him kicking that first game against Notre Dame, and how she was about to, felt like she had knots in her stomach, was about to vomit. And I was like, well, how did she feel after you made that tackle against Jonah Coleman? He was like, she told me to get my head up and make sure I don't get injured for life, brain injuries from playing football. It's like, man, he was fun. He was fun to listen to.
Yeah.
Some of those guys that you don't
hope he keeps kicking well.
Yeah.
Hope he keeps kicking well.
I'm sure he will.
God, we need it. We need it so bad. Let it be the one bright spot of the special teams this year, please. Something.
Well, you know what? Day said it. I want to use the right terminology because I can't remember exactly what he said, but I think he said like something along the lines is you only get one shot when you're the kicker. Like you better hit that kill shot right now because everyone sees it. You get that one shot, and then if you don't make it, all the negative attention's on you. If you make it,
it ends up turning midnight on New Year's Day, and you get reminded about it forever.
Oh yeah.
So
yeah, that was rough.
Yeah, very.
But you know what? We got it back.
I was too
reigning attacking national champions.
I was 2 half and halves of 100 proof Jack Daniels and Coke deep.
My goodness.
At that point, yeah. Because my buddy didn't tell me that the Jack Daniels was 100 proof, so I thought it was just normal Jack. No, it was 100 proof. I didn't feel good the rest of the night.
I imagine.
Let's just say that.
I wouldn't have felt good for a week.
Thank God I don't get hangovers. But yeah, that was not great. Not great.
All right. Who's a player of the game against Minnesota? Who you got?
Offensively, let me go Bo Jackson.
All right.
And then if it's not him, it's Julian Saint, hopefully. And then defensively, I'll go Arvell. I think he's going to lead the team in tackles this week.
I could see that.
Either him or Sonny. So
it'd be nice to see Sonny have another breakout game because he just does all the right things, and they talked about that too. It was like, he's the guy that is calling the plays. He's smart. He's cerebral. He's putting in all the work. He's professional.
Yep.
Kind of the guy behind the scenes. I call him the quiet assassin because he doesn't get all the, the publicity, but he's always there making all the tackles, doing all the right things.
He's so good. I love it.
We got a stacked defense, waiting for this offense to open up. Hopefully they do this Saturday night at the Shoe. Till then, Buckeye backers are out. God bless. Go ahead. Give it the OH.
I baby.
Go Bucks.
Go Bucks, baby.
Peace out. God bless.